Oh. We are just walking home from our weekly business meeting. These business meetings feel good to us because we're proactively addressing our week, our lives, and our family. And this has just been a movement for us of saying, however serious we take the business world in life, where you schedule things and you think towards the future and you plan ahead and you do meetings, or church activities, or whatever your nonprofits are, really anything else in this world that we prioritize and say is important and plan, let's take 1/10 of that intentionality and apply it towards our home life and family. That's why we do it. That's why we show it. All right, it's time to see if my fire is still gone. We're on day 5. I hope it's not out. I think it might have rained last night. Oh, it's still warm. Oh, we're doing good. Look at that. We got 2 more days left.
Have been marked down by different traditions, but not everybody knows. It's kind of like Islam. You know how many Muslim people have actually read the Quran? None, nobody. So they don't really know what they believe in, but they say all of these things like, oh my God, be scared of the Jews. Well, who taught you that? I mean, so it's very important to go back, I think, and actually look into why you do what you do. Anyways, so the etrog is the fruit of a citron tree, which usually is a lemon. They find a very large... Our lesson today in Hebrew class was on Sukkot. One of the things that Ben and I were working on this morning in our business meeting was sleeping pads for the Appalachian Trail. And we ran into a conflict because I value comfort, like a good night's sleep, over how much something weighs or how hard it is to set it up and tear it down. So we were trying to shop for a double mattress pad, camping pad. We found this like bomb-ass one online that I was like really excited about. It's pretty expensive. And we just discussed the pros and the cons. And I'm a side sleeper. That pad is really nice because it's like cushy and I think would give me like a better night's sleep is kind of how I feel about it. I've gone on other backpacking trips in the past, never one this long as the Appalachian Trail, but I've always had issues with just feeling bruised on my side. And so I didn't really want to have to deal with that, especially deal with that for months. But Ben was debating with me and saying, well, that's all fine and good, but there's cons to getting this kind of pad. It's kind of a pain to set up and take down. It also could get a hole in it pretty easily. And then there's these other sleeping pads. The downside of those is that they're not as comfortable. The upside is they're a lot cheaper and a lot easier to set up and take down. It was kind of, we're just talking back and forth, and finally the kicker for me was I told Ben, I said, okay, I'll go with the other pad, basically indestructible, easier to set up pad. If a month in I'm having a hard time sleeping and we could switch. And he said, no problem, we could ship it out to us, no problem. So I said, okay, I want an out if I'm just like miserable and like having a hard time. But I kind of think I won't be. I kind of think I'll toughen up. My body will. When we did other backpacking trips, I slept fine. I just know I could have slept better. But after being on that for a long time, I kind of figure my body would just get used to it. But I guess we'll see. But this is kind of just a snapshot of what Ben and I are gonna have to work through with a lot of things with this trip. There's a lot of factors. There's comfort, there's convenience, there's weight. My values and his values a lot of times differ, so we're gonna have to talk those things out. We're not going running today because we are still celebrating Sukkot.
It is time for Tattoo Tuesday.
How are you? How are you?
We are still making the slog through these tattoos, but we are almost done, so I'm gonna stick with it. It's starting to rain out here. Don't worry, my fire will be fine. Today we're gonna be talking about this tattoo right here. That's a picture of my grandpa taken from this picture right here. My grandpa was probably the closest thing I had to a hero on this earth. At least of people that I knew. He was a really simple guy. He was a carpenter. He didn't really graduate high school, but everyone around him looked up to him because of how much he sought after God, how much he loved people, how soft he was, and how wise he was. About 5 years ago, we had a baby that died about 6 months through the pregnancy. And when he was born, we held him and we decided to name him after my grandpa, John Edward Crawford. So at that time, I decided to get this tattoo of my grandpa's face. It was kind of a weird thing as a portrait to memorialize like any human, I think. But I actually really liked how it looked just as a piece of art, and I thought if there's any guy to get, this is it. So I got on this waiting list for like the top portrait guy in Cincinnati because I was like, I do not want someone f***ing this up. And I actually waited, I think, 1.5 years just to get tattooed by this one guy. His name is Corey Flatmo. I guess he's the guy that like tattoos Sylvester Stallone. I was surprised at how much the tattoo cost. It was like not very expensive for I thought what I was getting. I think it was like $300 or something like that. It didn't hurt that bad. I actually really like it now. It's a conversation piece. A lot of people ask about it, and I'm really happy with like how it turned out and how it looks. It's actually really starting to rain out here. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do dinner outside now. I did a whole video about my grandpa at his 100th birthday. I'm gonna post the link at the end of this video if you wanna know more about him or more about our family and what caused him to kind of have the impact that he has had on my life. So I hope you check that out. It's one of my favorite videos, actually. All right, we got some salmon here and some steak over there. People are coming over in 1 hour and all night, and it is not looking good.
Well, we'll just have to eat inside. Ben is putting the last stump on our fire, which is a big deal because there was a lot.
You guys are very, very special guests. That looks pretty stable.
That's awesome.
And then there's dinner.
Okay, Julia is saying that this rain is probably gonna blow over. It's really starting to come down, but we're gonna stay out here.
We're gonna talk.
I'm really excited about this dinner tonight. This is our favorite salmon recipe. Our friends Eric and Julia and all their kids are over here. All right, there's plates over there. Come and get your food. One year ago, my friend Tim had a son, and to celebrate, he brought a box of cigars to our Tuesday night event that we were doing every night around the fire. And we just came upon a year. So tonight we are doing a reunion with the same guys and smoking these cigars that Tim bought to celebrate his son being a year old.
She's not trying to literally 50% or less. Anyway.
I would have taken like 3 steps back.
I know.
It's the sound. It's gotta be the sound.
It's the sound, yeah.
Because you think gas leak, explosion, which is a great connotation between gas leak and explosion. That's what you should think.
I once had a guy work on my HVAC stuff, and he tests for leaks in the pipe with using a match.
That's what my guy did.
Yeah.
Man, that was actually really fun. I really enjoyed that, and I really missed that group of guys. It makes me think I should start this night up again.